In the pixel-packed pandemonium of 2025 gaming, where 144 Hz fluidity, VRR victory, and 4K HDR heroism demand screens that sync with split-second strikes, a TV Titan takeover torrents sales charts blending QD OLED quantum leaps and mini LED mastery to outpace 2024's icons by 35% in input lag lows and 30% in brightness blasts, per RTings and HDTV test benchmarks. From Hisense's Thrift Thunder to Samsung's S95F supremacy, our top 5 fastest-selling gaming TVs 2025 were spotlights. Speed Demons vetted for ALLM auto-low latency, 1,000 plus nits peaks, and Game Bar Genius that eclipse non-gaming normies like Vizio V-Series, Laggy Laggards, or Roku streaming TVs, StreamStuck. Ranging $800–$5,000, these picks fueled by a 40% gaming TV surge, Statista forecast, crush console kings with 48 Gbps HDMI 2.1 hordes. Skip the hype, sink in for the spectacle where every frame forges fortune. Let's level up the Legends one low-latency leap at a time. Number 5. Hisense U8N. The Hisense U8N unleashes 2025 as the mini LED maverick for budget boss battles. Its 65-inch, up to 100 QLED canvas, 2,000 plus local dimming zones with 3,000 nits, peak housing a VA panel with 144 Hz native refresh that nails Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 Zero, headshots at 4ms input lag, clinching IRTing's best value gaming TV for its Dolby Vision gaming and FreeSync Premium Pro that outshines TCL QM8 by 15% in black uniformity per 2025 HDTV test trials, flying off shelves at 1.2M units via Best Buy blasts. At $1,299.65, this U8N underdog deploys 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 248 GBPs for 4K 120 Hz VRR, Google TV OSC for cloud gaming, GeForce Now native, Benaive, and HiView Engine Pro AI upscaling 1080p to near 4K clarity, while the 100W 2.1.2 channel Dolby Atmos Array EARC pumps positional audio without soundbar shackles. The 65L frame mounts VESA 400/300 with anti-glare coating for glare-free grinds, all at a 500.1 native contrast for inky blacks in Alan Wake 2 Truths. Updated June 2025 with U8N Pro, ATSC 3.0 tuner. This Hisense nods U8K legacy with matte black finishes, forums frothing its QM8 killer that shrugs burn-in blues. At $1,299, it underbids LG G5 in nits, 3,000 versus 2,500, aligning with 2025's mini LED mania via female-friendly Google TV. The zone's 2,000 plus dimming conquers bloom curses, the engine's AI conquering upscaling uglies, a QLED quartermaster where every zone zaps zenith. In 2025's value vortex, the U8N unleashes unstoppably, a mini LED maverick fusing 3,000 nit fury with 144 Hz fluidity, empowering budget bosses with battlefield behemoths that appreciate as accessibly as they annihilate fastest-selling for Thrift Thunder. Number 4. TCL QM8. The TCL QM8 Mini LEDs 2025 as the brightness brute for HDR havoc. Its 65-inch, up to 115 QLED canvas 5,000 plus local dimming zones with 5,000 nits peak, housing a VA panel with 144 Hz native refresh that nails Cyberpunk 2077. Neon Nights at 3ms input lag, clinching Tom's Guide's best brightness gaming TV for its QM8 AI processor upscaling SDR to HDR with 98% DCI-P3 that outshines Hisense U8N by 20% in peak pops per 2025 CNET trials, surging 1.5 min units via Walmart Waves. At $1,499.65, this QM8 Quartermaster deploys 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 48 Gbps for 4K 144 Hz VRR ALLM, Google TV OS for Xbox Cloud Gaming Native, and 120 4.2.2 channel Onkyo Dolby Atmos EARC pumping positional punches without bars. The 70LB frame mounts VESA 400/400 with anti-reflective coating for glare-free grinds, all at 2,000.1 native contrast for crushing blacks. Updated May 2025 with QM8 Pro, 8K upscaling tees. This TCL nods QM8 51G legacy with matte black finishes, forums frothing its U8N upender that shrugs bloom blues. At $1,499, it underbids Sony Bravia 9 in nits, $5,000 versus $4,000, aligning with 2025's Mini LED mania via female-friendly Google TV. The Zone's 5,000-plus dimming conquers bloom curses, the processor's AI conquering upscaling uglies, a QLED quartermaster where every nit narrates Nirvana. In 2025's brightness blitz, the QM8 Mini LEDs masterfully, a VA Vanguard fusing 5,000 nit fury with 144 Hz fluidity, empowering HDR heroes with high dynamic havens that appreciate as accessibly as they annihilate fastest selling for peak pops. Number 3. LG G5 OLED. The LG G5 OLED glows 2025 as the contrast king for cinematic conquests. Its 65-inch up to 97 WOLED canvas MLA Platec with 3000 nits peak housing an infinite contrast panel with 104 Hz native refresh that nails The Last of Us. Party 2 remastered, shadows at 1 ms input lag, clinching what hi-fi? Is best gaming OLED for its A11 AI processor, upscaling 1080p to 4K with 99% DCI-P3 that outshines TCL QM8 by 30% in black depth per 2025 Artings trials, soaring 1.8 nm units via LG.com Luminaries. At $25.99/65, this G5 Guardian deploys 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 48 GBPs for 4K 194 Hz VRR ALLM Dolby Vision gaming, WebOS 25 for GeForce Now native, and 80W 4.2 channel A acoustics, EARC pumping positional punches. The 55B frame mounts VISA 300x200 with anti-reflective coating for glare-free grinds, all at 0.00 WMX response for ghost-free glory. Updated March 2025 with G5 Pro, MicroLens Array Plus, this LG nods G4 legacy with matte black finishes, forums frothing its QM8 crusher that shrugs burn-in blues. At $2,599, it underbids Sony Bravia 9 in contrast, Infinite versus 4000.1, aligning with 2025's OLED Odyssey via female-friendly WebOS. The MLA Plus MicroLens conquers brightness curses, the processor's AI conquering upscaling uglies, a WOLED wizard where every pixel pulses perfection. In 2025's contrast conundrum, the G5 OLED glows goldenly, a MLA Plus Maestro fusing infinite inky with 144 Hz harmony, empowering cinephiles with cinematic citadels that appreciate as artistically as they annihilate fastest selling for contrast crown. Number 2. Sony Bravia 9. The Sony Bravia 9 brightens 2025 as the mini LED monarch for HDR hegemony. Its 75-inch, up to 85 QLED canvas, 4,000 plus local dimming zones with 4,000 nits peak, housing a VA panel with 144 Hz native refresh that nails Gran Turismo. 80 Saturday track days at 2 ms input lag. Clinching HD TV tests best brightness gaming TV for its XR backlight master drive that outshines LG G5 by 25% in bloom control per 2025, sound and vision trials surging 2M units via Best Buy blasts. At $3,999.75, this Bravia behemoth deploys 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 48 Gbps for 4K 120 VRR ALLM, Google TV OS for PS5 exclusive, auto HDR tone mapping, and 70W 2.2.2 channel acoustic multi-audio plus EARC pumping positional punches. The 90LB frame mounts VISA 400x400 with anti-reflective coating for glare-free grinds, all at 3000.1 native contrast for crushing blacks. Updated April 2025 with Bravia 9 Pro, 8K upscaling, this Sony nods A95L legacy with matte black finishes, forums frothing its G5 glow that shrugs burn-in blues. At $3,999, it underbids Samsung S95F in nits, $4,000 versus $3,000, aligning with 2025's Mini LED mania via female-friendly Google TV. The Zone's 4,000 plus dimming conquers bloom curses, the XR's AI conquering upscaling uglies, a QLED quartermaster where every nit narrates Nirvana. In 2025's brightness blitz, the Bravia 9 brightens brilliantly, a VA Vanguard fusing 4,000 nit fury with 144 Hz fluidity, empowering HDR heroes with high dynamic havens that appreciate as accessibly as they annihilate fastest selling for peak prestige. Number 1. Samsung S95F OLED. The Samsung S95F OLED surges 2025 as the QD OLED queen for gaming glory, its 65-inch, up to 77 canvas, QD OLED with 3000 nits. peak housing an infinite contrast panel with 144 Hz native refresh that nails Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree boss battles at 0.03 ms input lag, crowning What Hi-Fi. It best gaming TV overall for its NQ4 AI Gen 3 processor upscaling SDR to HDR with 99% DCI-P3 that outshines Sony Bravia 9 by 30% in color volume per 2025 Artings trials, soaring 2.5M units via Samsung.com Supremacy. At $3,399.65, this S95F Sovereign deploys 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 48 GB for 4K 144Hz VRR ALLM FreeSync Premium Pro, Tizen OS for Xbox Cloud Gaming Native, and 70WW 4.2.2 channel object tracking sound plus EARC, pumping positional punches. The 45LB frame mounts VESA 400/300 with anti-reflective matte display for glare-free grinds, all at 0.001 lens response for ghost-free glory. Updated January 2025 with S95F Pro, anti-burn-in AI, this Samsung nods S95D legacy with matte black finishes, forums frothing its Bravia Buster that shrugs Bloom Blues. At $3,399, it underbids LG G5 in color, QD versus Wolid, aligning with 2025's QD OLED Quest via female-friendly Tizen. In 2025's gaming gauntlet, the S95F OLED surges supremely, a QD OLED quartermaster fusing 3000 nit fury with 144 Hz fluidity, empowering esports emperors with entertainment empires that appreciate as artistically as they annihilate fastest selling for QD OLED Queen. The 2025 Pro firmware injects Anti-Burn-In 2.0 for 95% longevity accuracy on dunes, desert dunes, verified via Samsung tests. OTS Plus beams 360 audio for 120D sweet spot, and game mode autoducts dynamics 20% without dulling drama. At 45LB, it's wall stable. Female Tizen feeds iPhone at low latency. Dust filters washable biannually. Buy for QD bliss. Skip if you crave mini LED knit Samsung's Q to S95F supremacy.